to um, maximizing your business productivity. Hey there, MG Wellness. Thanks so much for joining. I'm jumping in today for part two of my Seven Truths series, and we're talking about the seven truths about maximizing your business productivity. And this is part two, discovering your rhythms. So I want to welcome, of course, my IG peeps, and then everyone that's over on LinkedIn and Facebook and Pinterest and Twitter. I wanted to share these things that are really, really true, are so important that we really, really need to really grasp when it comes to discovering your rhythms. Because, we all have those times of the day that are more or either less productive. And it's important that we discover those natural energy rhythms, I like to call them, because if we don't discover them, they'll work totally against us. I had to learn it, and I learned it the hard way. I was always jumping in, trying to do things and at all times of day, early morning, late in the evening, and it just had me all over the place. So this is why I wanted to share this with you all today. The importance of identifying them really, really will help you with those low and high energy times. Like, are you a morning person? Are you more of a midday person? Or do you work best with that evening type routine? You find, and I found that a great deal of us struggle with kind of putting our hands around it, and it makes us not want to do things like this. Come live. We think that we have to be perfect. I mean, think about it. Listen, when I first came on today to start this, I said the seven truths. I said all kind of different things. Listen, just go out there and do it. People really want you to be as natural and as human as possible with what it is you're trying to deliver to them. But it's so important for you to get your hands around figuring out the best time of day that suits who you are. I found that I do well kind of in the daytime, but then I have that little extra burst of energy towards the evening when I feel like I should be sleeping. So it's going to be important for you to begin to maybe journal this thing. Think about your natural energy rhythms because it's important for you to wrap your hands around it. Um, I know my husband, he gets up 4 a.m. in the morning and starts doing different things. But I think he's like a rabbit that just kind of hops around and doing all kind of different things. But when it comes to being productive, you got to wrap your hands around it. Because if you don't, you're going to end up frustrated and you won't be able to show up at your maximum potential, which means you're not going to be very productive. So again, in order for you to be productive or as productive as possible, you need to work within your natural rhythms. And without realizing this, you're going to be really working against yourself. You got your 9 to 5ers, people that go to work at 9 to 5 and they're still frustrated. They definitely can't get in at from 8 to 4:30, right? But if they could just figure out how they can even work their task, those day-to-day tasks that their bosses give you, your day-to-day task as a business owner that they give you, this will help you once you wrap your hands around it. It's like fitting a square peg into a round hole, right? You're trying to push it in there and you can't figure out why it's not working. Well, discovering your day-to-day natural rhythms will help you, even if you have to show up at 9 to 5, even if you have to show up from 8 to 4 and it's not your best time. If you can figure out or list out a little short list of the task that you work best at in between those times, that will be helpful as well. It'll help you show up as natural as possible, even though you don't feel like it's natural. All right, y'all. Well, I hope this was helpful. Understanding and discovering your natural rhythms is so helpful, not only as a business owner, but just as much as a mom who has to show up, a busy wifepreneur who has to show up, or heck, even a single woman. Yeah, I just named who I kind of deal with, who I work with, right? It's so important that we grab a hold to those natural rhythms. So when we show up, we can show up in our most natural state and not feel like we're all over the place. So grab that sheet of paper and a pencil, write down or create yourself a list of your natural rhythms. What is it that you work best at when you're working in the evening, in the midday, or in the morning? And once you write that down and you journal it and you find out how you move best, work in that. Even if you're doing videos, make yourself a recording and then put it out there later. But pay close attention to it so that way you can show up. All right, y'all, this is Danette Moss, your business operations and system strategist over at Let's Talk Strategies, sharing part 2 of the 7 truths about maximizing your business productivity. Go ahead and feel free to leave a comment in the comment section and share with me and tell me what it is that you do or what steps do you take to finding out your natural rhythms that you need, that you can show up and be successful in your business. All right, take care and thanks for joining me.